Hello guys, I think we're live now, so I hope this is working. I do apologize for the delay. I understand that I am 6 minutes delayed. And let's do the audio check, shall we? First of all, let me make sure that my music volume isn't all the way up, because this is kind of like really loud and I can't hear myself. Also, that I can hear myself through my microphone, which is on transparency mode. And yeah, now I guess we can do the audio checks. Let's make sure that everything sounds amazing. And yeah, I think we're live now, so I hope this is working. I do apologize for the delay. I understand that I am 6 minutes delayed. And let's do the audio check, shall we? First of all, let me make sure that my music volume isn't all the way up, because this is kind of like really loud and I can't hear myself. Also, that I can hear myself through my microphone, which is on transparency mode. And cool, yeah, we are good to go. We're good to go, we're Gucci. So yeah, I don't think there's anyone watching right now, but for the guys watching this in the future, welcome to another video. Welcome to another Rust video, where we're going to be obviously doing some Rust. And let me make sure that I close all my personal tabs before I start doing anything, because I don't want to share with you guys how much money I've got, for example, my bank account, because, you know, I left a sneaky little tab open in the stream. And I think we're good now, so the other stuff, we need all of it. So yeah, welcome to another Rust stream. Welcome to another Monday evening stream, where me and you are going to be coding and having some fun while we do that. In today's video, in today's stream, we're going to be doing some Rust programming, as you can probably guess by the number of times I said Rust so far. And we're actually going to be working on a code base that we have previously worked on stream here as well, which is the web crawler Rust. So this is basically a little cheeky project that we've done that basically just crawls the web, and it goes through the links. It goes through the links in the links. Finds things like images and titles, and then serializes everything onto like a JSON file at the moment. As you can probably guess, this is all a CLI application. So we're going to be making the output of this application to the user a little bit better with two libraries, two crates, right? So one of them is Indicatif, and let me just get the main page here, Indicatif. So this is a crate in Rust that provides you with basic loading bar functionality. So as you can see here, it kind of does this, right? So you can get things like a progress bar working very easily, and also spinners working very easily, right? And this is basically what it does. Now, on the other hand, to make the output itself look a little bit better, so with things like colors, emojis, and whatnot, there is another library called console. So console is a console abstraction in Rust, and it sort of provides you ways to include emojis and fall back on console on terminals that don't support, like Unicode, for example. You can write text in colors as well, and yeah, a bunch of other stuff here too. So you can do like bold text and whatnot. But you might be wondering, like, why are we not just using the Unicode characters in the terminal? Why are we not just like simply using what people tend to use in libraries, like in languages like Python, where you can just put a Unicode character in the print statement or a carriage return, and then it would just like rewrite things on the same line? Well, we could do that, and that's perfectly valuable. That's perfectly valid. However, these two libraries already do all the sort of like fallback code. So for example, if we include emojis on our outputs, it may work well on your machine, but if you're SSHing into a random like EC2 instance with the default shell that doesn't have Unicode support, for example, then your code is probably not going to work there. However, these libraries, they already have all the logic around it, so they can already sort of like see whether or not a particular terminal supports these features, and if so, it prints it nicely. If not, it falls back to something that still looks good, right? So this is the advantage of using these two libraries here, as opposed to just writing it yourself, right? So that's what we're going to be doing. So the plan for today is to actually like build whatever we have currently on the project, which, you know, it's been a while since I actually worked on this. I think it's last time we worked on this was maybe in December. Yeah, definitely before Christmas. So I need to build it. I need to see how it's working, and then we can basically add a simple progress bar, right? Because we crawl the web until we reach a certain amount of links. So for example, you pass your limit as 20,000, and as soon as you reach 20,000 links, the library should stop. So, you know, there's got to be like a loading bar in there, so you can see like where you are in the process. We're going to be simplifying the log a little bit because the logs are kind of just everywhere at the moment, and I think I'm using nvlogger, which is just logs straight to the console. It's not really the best output method, right? Maybe we can change that log to a file logger instead. And, you know, if we manage to do the bar, which I'm sure we will, it's fairly easy, we're then going to kind of work with the console library to pretty print some of the stuff, right? So don't forget to hydrate yourself, drink water, especially if you're in front of the computer for... Right now it's like 10 hours today, so yeah. I was working for about 9 hours and now I'm here on the stream. It's the love I have for streaming, basically. Yeah, let's start, right? So let me go into my WSL. That's where we're kind of running things. Carlos Gomez, welcome, dude. Welcome. It's good to see you on the stream again. The only hydration I need is tequila. Oh yeah, you're Mexican, aren't you, Carlos? I mean, I can guess with the name, dude. You know, one of the things that was Latinos, I guess. I guess I'm also Latino, right, from Brazil. So you can always guess where someone's from by just looking at the name. Like people look at my name and they say straight away, yeah, you're from Brazil, dude. And I get loads of Brazilian people telling me exactly that. Dude, 9 hours plus you're on fire. Yeah, thank you. Well, no, I wouldn't say on fire. I'm definitely like a little bit tired still, but you know, we've got to grind, right? If we don't grind, we're never gonna succeed in anything. Right, so is it Rusty Crawler? Yeah, there you go. So let's check out to main. I don't know what's in main now, but surely it builds, right? Surely it does. Unfortunately, I missed the last stream because I had an interview. First of all, well done, dude. Well done for getting an interview, and I hope you did well, right? So let us know how it went. But yeah, don't worry if you miss a stream, dude. You can always like watch the next one. I'm basically here every like 2 days, except weekends, obviously, because I like to spend some time with family and friends. But yeah. Good, so let's do a cargo build here and see what we get, if it's even building. It should be building, right? It should have no issues here, building this shit. I'm actually Belizean. We share borders with southern Mexico. Oh, cool. I'm sorry, I guessed the wrong country based on your surname, Gomez. I guess we kind of have the same surname, right? Mine is also Gomez, by the way, but it's the Brazilian Gomez. Like, it's how I spell my name. You know, the Brazilians botched the name Gomez. I guess, you know, there was a lot of Spanish and Spanish people coming to Brazil back in the day, but then what people did here is like they took the Z out. I'm like, nah, we want an S, so that's what that means. You know, this is why I have my name the way it is, which is a kind of shit, but oh well. And do we have a... Yeah, we do have a Rusty Crawler debug file. The reason why I'm looking for this is just so I can run it and see what happens. So like I've got 200 maximum links here. So it's going to crawl for 200 links. And I can see here, you see like this is the login that we've got currently. As I said, is a library called nvlogger, which is not the best one ever. But it just logs straight to the stood out, and we're just basically kind of spamming a lot of stuff here. Right, so there were some warnings here. Foster parenting not implemented. I had no idea what that means. Number of links found, number of links visited. Could not find links, page return invalid reference. Okay, so still not visited 200, have we? So yeah. And this queue, this link queue is kind of growing very, very quickly. It's kind of impressing. And it finds all the links, and then it also finds the images and the titles in each link. As you guys probably know, and we also download all the images that we find currently, right? Should still work. Should still work. I've got a bunch of SVG pictures, a bunch of PNG. This is from GitHub. Let's see if we can find anything meaningful. This is a blog post of mine, so we found some stuff on my website. Cool. And then we should have all of the links data in here. So do we have beautify JSON? JSON beautify. Let's put the 2 and keep, right? So this is what we have. Like every link is basically an entry in this JSON file. I'm hoping that you guys can see it well. Let me know if like the text is too small, guys. I'm happy to change things here. So yeah, this is where we left off. I'm not sure what this is about, to be honest. I mean, why do we have like all the new lines and table shit now? Interesting. I need to like trim whatever this is. Maybe it's the styling. Yeah, it's the styling of my post titles for some reason. Interesting. And then we've got things like, you know, these are the children. These are the links that appear in this web page, and yeah. So yeah, I mean, it still seems to be working, which is good, right? Now, the first thing we can do, let's add that little progress bar, right? Font is all right for me. Thank you, Carlos, for letting me know. So yeah, first thing we're gonna do, let's add that progress bar, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna firstly add the library that we need, and for the progress bar, the library is called Indicatif, right? So what we're gonna do is we're simply gonna do a cargo add here, because this is Rust, and if you want to add a library, all you have to do is just do a cargo add and then the library name, and you'll change that cargo.toml file, which, you know, we should now have Indicatif right here, which is good, right? It's amazing. I don't like the way it doesn't automatically kind of put everything into alphabetic order. Can we do that? Yeah, we can do that, but we can also just leave it here. So yeah, I mean, this is good. Which means that we can now go into our main file where we actually have all the threads that are crawling the stuff. We've got this little output status thread, right? And this is where we're basically in the console saying like, this is how many links we've got here, and so on and so forth, right? So this is where I would want to kind of put the update for the progress bar. And instead of like running it every like 3 seconds, I think it is now, we can just run it every like half a second, right? So we can instead do you know, from millis here and put 500, and this is going to update the bar every half a second. We're going to remove this, right? Because this is where we're going to put the bar. So to do, you know, update the bar here. Yeah. Now, one of the things that will be probably necessary is, I guess we're going to be adding the code for the progress bar here, right? So let's add a new module. Let's first of all add a new module for this. Oh, I didn't realize that music was off, guys. I'm really sorry about that. And I got a new message as well. Carlos Gomez, I've yet to figure out web scraping. I think it's just because I don't like Go Colli's docs. I have no idea what Go Colli is. It's probably a library, isn't it? Is it a library that does requests, I guess? Colli Golang. Elegant scraper. All right, so this is a scraper library already. Cool. So does this do the web crawling already? CLI provides a clean interface to write any kind of, yeah, I understand. So I'm using something similar in Rust. It's kind of actually very useful, and it's called Scrapper, believe it or not. We can see it here in the TOML file. We've got Scrapper line 017.1, and it kind of just reads the HTML files. It will give you back all the list of links in that page, or anything else that you might want to scrape. And yeah, I mean, it's very useful to learn something like that. Especially for, like, you know, I found that some companies like to ask you to write a web scraper as an interview challenge kind of thing, and it happens quite often. So it's worth knowing how it works, at least, right? Okay, so I'm gonna turn this down a little bit because I can't hear my own thoughts sometimes. All right. Okay, so we've got Elder Scrolls music. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, let's add that folder where we can do the pretty printing, right? So pretty, I guess pretty. I'll call it pretty for now. I'll change it later. And in here, we're gonna add a new file called mod.rs, and this is where we're gonna do all of the use stuff here, right? Mod, yeah, we're gonna define all the mods here. Let's add a new file for the progress bar. .rs. And right, we're gonna just call it a progress bar. Now, what should we have here? Now, I know for sure that we definitely want the indicative. Oh, wait a second. I think this is not part of anything, so it's not going to be giving me IntelliSense. But if we did this mod progress bar, it should not work, right? Cool. Instead of progress bar, I might call it something else, you know. I might call it, no, I'll just call it progress bar, actually. And in here, we're going to need the indicative. Wait, why is it not working? Ah, yes, it's not working because I don't have it here. So if I do mod pretty, now we get it there, right? Cool. Now, what was it saying? Why is IntelliSense still not working for this file? That's a good question. Okay, so I don't understand why IntelliSense is still not working. So use... Oh, there you go, indicative. And then we have... I mean, this is a crate, right? Yeah, in Rust, that's the thing. If you want to always make sure that you reference an external crate, you can do this use here, which is like an importing statement that says, you know, this name here is going to be from an external crate. In this case, we don't need to because we don't actually have any other modules with the same name. It's only when you have clashing modules in your, say you have like an image class in your Rust project, but you're also importing the image class from the Rust crates. So in that case, you kind of need this. Well, maybe we can just do, you know, indicative here. Okay, anyway. So bar is going to be indicative. Oh, there you go. It's just because I didn't write the variable name, that's why I wasn't getting it. So we're going to need the progress bar, and I guess we're going to need the total steps here, right? So total steps maybe, which is going to be a U64. And for now, I think that's all we need for the progress bar to actually track where it is, right? Actually, we do need to track where it is, which is a good point. So current step, also U64, right? And now if you think about it, this should be enough information so we can kind of track where the progress bar is. So if it appears here again, you've got the total and you've got where it is, that's all you need to do to actually set the progress bar. And we're going to take a look at this documentation in a second to see how it does that. But yeah, so one of the functions that I want to create is called, set step. So we can kind of do a tick on the progress bar, basically. So import progress bar, and if we can have a pub function for the progress bar called set step, right? And then we're going to take in that self, which kind of means the same thing as in Python, by the way. So if you guys watching this know Python, self kind of means the same thing here. In fact, do you guys, well, Irmanaz and Carlos, I guess you're the only two watching. Have you ever done any kind of Rust before? Is it your first time watching Rust? I'm interested to know like how many viewers I have actually have done Rust before. Before Golang, this used to be the go-to like stream topic. So we've got set step, and then we've got a uint64, which is step. A u64. And we're going to return nothing. I've seen others code Rust, but I've never used it. Yeah, cool. Right, good to know. I like it. I like Rust because it's got a build system already implemented in a language. So you get cargo for free. It's in the installation of Rust. And it's very cool to, like, once you understand how borrow checking works, once you understand like how to overcome certain problems in Rust, then it's very easy to write programs in it, and the compiler helps you out quite a bit, because the error messages that you get in Rust are so much nicer to the error messages you get in other languages, especially C++, because we all know that C++ errors are huge and ineligible. So yeah, literally just installed Rust so I could use the HTMX LSP. Nice. Is it written in? I didn't know it was written in Rust. But anyway, so we've got the step here. What we can do is we're gonna have to get the bar. We can set the step. Wait. What's in bar? Oh no. Yeah, sorry. Self.bar. Can we set the step here? Set the prefix. Set style. Set position. Let me make sure that this is the right question. So the set position of the progress bar. It must be this one, right? So we're going to set the position to step in this case. And we're also going to do a self.current steps is equals to step here, right? And we do have to pass it as mutable in this case. And what does this return? This returns nothing, which is good. That's all we need to do for actually setting the step, right? We do need to provide some sort of constructor for this, so I guess a pub function called new in here or something, which is going to return me a progress bar. And in here we can do the bar, right? So the bar is going to literally be, the bar is going to be indicative progress bar. Is there a new? Yeah, there is a new. And the length here, which is the total steps, right? Yeah, so let's see the total steps. U64. Hamada, welcome, dude. It's good to see you again, my man. I've messed around with it to solve some advent of code stuff, but nothing too serious. Yeah. I mean, I started like that as well. Like, I think I started it just over a year ago when I was just trying to make this sort of simple, very simple Pong application, like a Pong game. And it kind of did work, but I was not writing good Rust. It takes a lot of practice for you to be able to write, like, I guess, understandable, legible, and not only that, but correct Rust code. And because, it's quite different compared to other languages. Like the concepts that you get in Rust are just sometimes not there in other languages. One of the two of the good examples that I always mention are, first of all, borrow checker. Like there's no borrow checking in any other language. In a way, it's just, making sure that the memory that you're passing into functions and making sure that the integrity of memory is still there. So it's a good idea, but it's not a concept that's in other languages. And the other one is something called lifetimes. Lifetimes is like obviously something that's in every language, because it's about kind of like the lifetime of a return value from a function compared to another variable. So you can kind of tie the return value of a function to another like input value. So you can say it's only valid whenever this other input parameter here is valid. So it's a very it's an amazing concept, but it's just something that's not everywhere else. So I don't think that I have the computer science background for me to understand languages like C, C++, or Rust. I'm still very new to programming, so it's a bit trickier for me. Carlos, it's not that you don't have the background, dude. It's just that you're new. Like, when I started programming as well, back in the day, I wasn't good. I was shit. And this is something that not many people will tell you. Everyone was shit at some point. Even the best programmers that you see on YouTube, the best programmers that you see on the internet as well, they all started somewhere, and they were all shit, dude. And it just takes practice for you to become very good at something. And without that practice, you're not going to be good at it. So what I can tell you is like, don't worry too much if you're not very good at something. Just keep doing it. If you keep doing it for like a few years, you become good at it eventually, right? Don't put yourself down. That's what I'm saying. Just don't put yourself down, dude. Right, so total steps here. Does this return anything else? Okay, now we're just simply going to return the progress bar. We have bar here, current step, and then we also have total steps, yeah. Okay, good, yeah. One of the things that annoys me the most in Rust is that you don't need a return statement here. And actually, it's idiomatic to not have that return statement. I don't know who made this, but they just want it to be different, I guess. But yeah. So we've got new and set steps now, right? So we should be able to create this wrapped progress bar in our program. So if we go into that particular function I was telling you guys about, we can create a progress bar in here, right? No, not indicative. I don't want indicative. So we have this crate, which is we have crate, and then we have pretty, and then we have actually we can do pretty progress bar. Right, what's the issue here? So this function takes one argument but zero given. And I guess that we kind of need to know the total stuff, right? Do we have the total number here of links? So we have an arc of crawl state, link graph. Yeah, so we need to know how many links overall we want, right? So total links. This is going to be a U64 here. Right, so what is the issue here? So module progress bar is private. Oh, it is private, isn't it? Because I forgot to say pub module. And yeah, and in here I can kind of say that I wonder if we have to actually draw this, whenever we do a step here. We do self.bar.draw, so tick. Is tick a thing? Manually ticks the spinner or progress bar. This automatically happens on any other change to a progress bar. Any other change to a progress bar. So that means when we set the position, we don't have to draw it, right? Because it's going to be done automatically for us. Now let's hope that is the actual case. Yeah. So how was your weekend, guys? I mean, what did you guys do? Carlos and Hamada and Hermanas. Did you guys have a good weekend? Did you get to do some code? Did you chill with the family? I'm hoping that everyone had a good weekend. I certainly did. I went to some kind of like a stag do with a few friends of mine, someone who's getting married. So I went to this very, very nice steakhouse, this Brazilian steakhouse. And if you guys don't know what that is, it's one of those that you see in films sometimes, where they just bring you the meat and then cut you, slices of it on your plate. And it was really good. I really enjoyed it. But yeah. Carlos, I had a stomach flu this weekend. Oh no, dude, I hate when that happens. I couldn't do anything yesterday. Yeah, I think it's called stomach bug here in England. I'm not sure if it's the same name in Spanish. Probably is a stomach flu. But I know what you mean. It's like it's when you vomit all the time, and yeah, it's not ideal. I've had it before and I hate it. So yeah, let's do the progress bar here. So the progress bar dot we set a step. And this will be the number of links, right? So link graph dot length here. All right, yeah, that'll be it. What is this? What is length giving me? Oh, it's a U size. That was U64. There you go. Can we not do this? Cannot borrow progress bar as mutable as it's not declared as mutable. Oh, okay, yeah. I do wonder, does it even have to be mutable? I mean, it does have to be mutable because we're changing the step, right? Now, the problem is, do we need to... I don't think we need the current step right now. So that means we can just not have this as... Yeah, so I think we're fine now. So if we just do that, we set a step. In theory, we should have at least something now, right? So let's take a look at the progress bar. Normal weekends for us here is just hopping over the border to Mexico and hit up a couple of taco restaurants and pubs. That sounds very nice, dude. I wish I could do that. Hamada, I've got news to see. Rust looks nice, but it looks like it's heading where C++ is now. They keep on adding features and async seems to be a nightmare. Yeah, I mean, let's see how it goes, right? Let's see how Rust goes. It could definitely be a lot worse, but at the end of the day, it's just going to keep growing anyway, because that's what they want to do as a language. So, it probably will end up like C++, that is. But the only advantage that they have, I guess, over C++ is that they don't really have a very strict standard. So they don't take like 3+ years to decide on what to include in the next C++ release. I think they release a little bit more often, and they're a bit more laxed, the Rust community is, in terms of adding something that may break previous programs. That's why they've got that additions feature. So, but yeah, I mean, so that does mean that they might not have the same problems as C++ has, but let's hope so. What's the issue here? So 161, an argument of type, yeah, 161, and the number of links here we have args.max links, which is 64, right? So we should be able to compile this now. Ooh, cargo build. Now we have a bunch of unused stuff, but this was not intentional. Total steps, and the total steps is also never used, right? Anyway, let's do a compilation now and see what we get. Oh, this does not work well. It does not work well with the login. Yeah. I mean, the thing does work. It's just that the login kind of pushes everything, you know. So it's like we need to kind of suspend the bar and then put the logs in place, right? This is probably where we would need to wrap the login around so we can have some sort of suspension, and then we add the new lines and stuff properly, right? If I'm not mistaken, I've already done some research on this. In fact, I've used it quite a lot of work at work actually, this library, because it makes things pretty. There is a function called suspend in the progress bar, which kind of, and if you look here, right, suspend. So print line, print a log above the line bar. If the progress bar is hidden, okay. If you want to write to the standard output in such cases as well, use the progress bar suspend instead. So this will basically stop drawing the progress bar, and then whatever you put in here, you can, you know, it's going to happen before it starts drawing again. So essentially what we want to do is, like, we want to wrap the loggers around, so we always call the suspend before, right? So let me think how we can do this, because currently the login is just an env logger kind of thing, right? So if we look at log ... you can see that it's kind of everywhere in the project. Actually, not as many places as I thought there would be. So essentially we need to wrap these things around, so we always draw after the pretty printer, right? Or before the pretty printer, that is. And we can do that quite easily, as I said. First of all, what do we actually want to keep? So all the infos that we're printing, these should just straight up be something like a call to the pretty printer, right? Because that's what we're going to do. So we've got crawlers stay here on the crawl. King Hader, hi dude. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to a Rust stream. Yeah, so let's do that. So let's create, I guess we're gonna have to change this name here to something like login, like or the login library for us, because we're gonna wrap the loggers and the pretty printers into like basically one thing where we can just suspend one and draw the other, so they don't collapse, they don't collide as much. So yeah, let me change this. I'm gonna rename this to loggers. Okay. And then we got the mod here, progress bar. And we're also gonna have a new file called the logger, I guess the logger.rs. King Hader, how was your day? It was good, man. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. I hope you had a good day as well, and I hope you had a good weekend. It's been quite a few days since I've not streamed, so it's good to see you guys again. Okay. Now, what is the best logger library that we can get though? Because I think currently we're just using something like env-logger, which is just an environment logger. I know that there is log2 as well for Rust, which is another popular library. Yes, it was a quiet day. Thanks for asking. Nice. It was are you a developer as well? So I'm guessing you had a quiet day at work, which is always good, right? When you can just chill at work and maybe just learn something new instead of just having to work on something you've been working on every day. So log2. So what is log2? Log2 is an out-of-the-box logging library for Rust. It writes to std out or to file asynchronously. and automatically rotates based on file size. I like that. I like this library. So we've got trace, debug, info. Yeah. I think I'm going to change the logging library just so we have less problems with the collision between the progress bar and the stood out loggers, right? I'm still learning. Maybe one day I will become a programmer. Don't say that, dude. It's definitely one day. If that's what you want, you'll definitely become a programmer. As I was saying to the guys before here, you just gotta practice. Just gotta practice every day, as much as you can, and you know, the sooner you know, you'll be a fully fledged programmer, I guess. So yeah, let's change this the logging library to log2. Let's do that. So again, cargo add log2. And then we're going to remove the end logger. Wait, let's see what the usage is like for this. Use log2 everything. Yeah, so let log. Okay, cool. Let's try this one. I want to save it to a file, right? So in our main function, now try main, I guess. So we have log.txt here. What does open actually do? It gives me a log2. Can I just do this? Oh, I guess I have to get the logger, right? What's in here? So we can rotate, we can have a few flush methods. Okay, cool. Let's remove the end logger. And let's replace all of these with something like, so use log2. Gonna use everything from log2, and then we're gonna replace all of these. So error here, info there. Just replacing all of these things. So there. This song sucks, so I'm gonna skip it. There you go. By the way, guys, if so, it's not just me typing away and you guys watching. Let me know if there's anything like you want to know, any questions you have. Happy to just chat with you guys as well. So error, why is this not working? Error in the scope. Why is it not working? We have info trace debug error in log2. I do have log2 import everything, right? Oh no, I don't. So use log2 everything here. Right, so image utils is the last one again, so I just have to basically import, use log2 here onto everything. Cool. And yeah, we should have things go into the log file now instead of the terminal. And let's see this. So now basically what I'm saying is like our loading bar should work now because we're not getting the logs printed. There you go. We're not getting the logs printed on the stood out anymore, right? And this is good. This is very good. Now one of the things I want to do is basically resize this, I guess, right? We can resize this bar. Okay, it seems to be working fine. So So it takes a long time to do 200 links, as you can probably guess here. Yeah, so we've got a loading bar. Let's see how we can maybe style it a little bit better, right? Let's do that. So, we've got a progress bar. We want hidden style, which is a progress style. With template, tick chairs, with key. Lemmy, hi there. What sort of CLI are you building? So Lemmy, I'm not building a CLI per se, like we already have an application. It's a web crawler. So I'm just putting the CLI to my web crawler now. So it already does some like link crawling, basically. Yeah, thank you for asking. You probably just tuned in. So if you look into the terminal, well, it completed anyway. But the thing is, this library, the CLI, this application, shall we say, goes through links from a root directory, a root link, and finds all the links and then puts them all into a serialized kind of JSON file. So you can see like the children links, so how many, which links are available in this web page here. You can see titles, you can see images as well. Currently there's no images there. And if you look at one link that particularly has images, so this one here, it will take all of these images and also kind of save them to my a directory of my choice, right? So it just crawls them. It crawls a website basically, and it does it over and over again. So we're just adding the CLI for that. We're just making it look kind of nice, right? By the way, if you're interested in looking at the code, there is the link in the description to the repository where we're actually working on now. So I would recommend checking it out after the stream if you're interested. So yeah, I'm just making it look nice basically right now with these two libraries that I've been working on. So Indicatif and console in Rust. By the way, if you guys haven't done so, please can you like the video? It does help me out quite a lot. So if you give me a like, I'll massively appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, let's look at how we can... Yeah, let's add some nice login, right? I guess. Yeah, maybe we look at console now. So if you look at console, I'm really curious about the future. Do you think anything will change in the field of programmers? What is your vision? What do I think that will change? I mean, you probably want to know about AI, right? So what do I think about AI? The truth is, I don't know, yeah. I mean, right now it's all very kind of primitive. Even things like ChatGPT, GPT-4, it's amazing at looking at what's on the web and replicating it in a different way. But it's not very creative. It doesn't make anything new, if it makes sense. So yes, it can code. If you ask it to create you a Python game, a Python game of life, for example, it will probably spit out the code that works. However, if you ask it to create a program that doesn't yet exist and there's no kind of history on it online, then it probably will not give you something useful. So in the sense, we're still fine for now, right? But even if you assume that AI is going to take over, right? Say you assume that AI is a better programmer than most people out there, right? You still need people knowing what they're doing to be able to generate the prompts to AI and make sure that the code works and so on and so forth. So like I think we're okay. Lemmy, oh that's nice. I've given you a like. I'll check out your repo. Thank you, Lemmy. Thank you. So yeah, I mean, we need to add some text, right? Because this is not, I mean, we're not really saying anything right now. We just have like, this is what's happening. So let's see what we can kind of info. As I said, info is probably what we're going to replace with actual logs. So these are all the links found. So we have link already found here, finished. Right, so we're going to use console to print out. So the first one we're going to do is like put in the info here. So we kind of want to change this to a print line in here. And yeah, let's put it finished here, right? First thing we're going to do as well is put the program arguments. So we're going to print them kind of nicely. So let's add that with the console. So print the arguments passed in nicely, right? And we're going to be doing that with console, right? So let's add console to our libraries here. So console, latest console, right? And we're going to be calling cargo add here. Console again. This is going to add the console dependency. You see that it didn't download anything because well, Indicatif already uses console, so I already have it essentially installed in my build system here. It just needed to actually create link that dependency on my toml file. So if I look at my toml file, we can see that we should have console right here, right? And that's where it is. Good. And now that means that we can add a function here. Function pretty print args, right? And we're going to take in the program args as a reference because we're not going to do anything with it. And because we don't have any loading bars at this moment, we don't have to worry about suspending the loading bar, so we can nicely draw everything. So we can just do a print line here. So we can do a print line. And what do we have in the arguments? That's the question. So we've got args. We have, it's probably easier if I just kind of look at this, right? So we've got quite a few different things. We can just nicely print all of this, right? I'm gonna put that all here. Just gonna comment it out, so just so we have a reference of what we need to actually print here. Now the first thing we need to print is, let me go up here. Where are we? Like right here. So we're gonna print out the starting URL, right? So this is where console comes in, because you can do something like console and then style, and then you can put the value that you want to style here, which is args, and then we can do something like, we can say it's bold, and then we can also print it as something like cyan or whatever color that you want. Let's do cyan, yeah, right? And why is this not working though? Program args doesn't implement FMT display. Yeah, so we do need to kind of, oh yeah, never mind, I was using the wrong thing. So we want to do the starting URL, right? And that should work now. Except, kind of move out of this. Can we just kind of take a reference to it instead? Does it work? Okay, yeah, we can take a reference to it. We're gonna basically do the same thing for, you know, all of these variables. So here we have maximum links. And here we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna look at the max links here. Bold cyan. We can remove these comments now. And we're gonna do the same thing for the max images, maximum. And rest do the same. I'm pretty sure that there must be a way to kind of do this automatically at compile time, right? Maybe there's got to be a function where we print it with FMT. Like, what I'm trying to say is that there's got to be a way that we can just kind of take in the whatever, like we say a name here, and then we also add we implement the display for it, and display will be something like, you know, we add the console onto it to pretty print it. Maybe, you know, that's something that we can do. But yeah, right now let's do it the simple way. So we've got the maximum number of images, number of worker threads, enable login the current status. Where's that even used? Login or log status. Ah, okay, yeah. Should log progress. Does this work? Yeah, okay, so image save directory. Forgetting my semicolons here. And links JSON, right? So what is links JSON? The file to save JSON to. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, this should be fairly easy to just do now. So we pause it and then we do a pretty print arguments here, right? So straight away we should see some output now. That looks kind of nice. So let's compile it. Let's run it. In the meantime, are you guys following? Is there anything you guys want to ask? I want to make sure this is not too boring for you guys. There you go. So we have, you know, some pretty printing now. We can add some. What's interesting that with console is that we can add some emojis as well. So we have everything here. Gotta go run errands, bro. Hopefully catch you back before it's. Thank you, Carlos, for joining. Make sure you drop a like though before you go. But yeah, I mean, if we don't see each other, dude, have a good time. I hope you have a good evening, and I'll see you next time, man. Thank you. All right, so yeah, we kind of show some more output now. Let's try and add some emojis, right? So for example, start an URL. Let's go and look at Emojipedia, right? And we can do something like, you know, web. There you go. Globe with meridians. We can add this one here. So start an URL. This is where we're going to put this here. Console.emoji. And then we do that. So the emoji, as far as I know, the emoji thing works like the following. So we say that we want to place an emoji, and you pass in the emoji Unicode here, and what it gets replaced to if the terminal that it's being rendered on doesn't support the emoji. So in my case, I just want to remove it, right? So there will be no emoji basically. But yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a header in here too. So print line. And then what we're going to do is we have program arguments, crawler, input arguments. I was just about to ask about the fallbacks for emojis. Yeah. So the fallbacks is handled by console, and that's why I'm using this library basically, because as far as I read it, it handles everything for you automatically. So I've been using this at like I work non-stop as well to make very nice UIs. So you know. People will probably be very bored of it at some point. And the one that we're using for the bar here as well, it does have fallbacks in here as well. So if you're interested, Lenny, it's called Indicatif. So yeah, if your terminal doesn't support like carriage returns and like rewriting the line and stuff, it just doesn't render it at all, or it renders it in a different way. That still looks nice basically. So right, maximum number of links. Ooh. Kind of start an URL and links. Which emojis can we use here? Let me know if you guys have any suggestions. So we used this one for links already, right? Sorry, for the number of links. Now I guess we can use this one, the actual link, for the start an URL. Yeah, so let's use that one. And then let's put the console here. Ooh. Console.emoji. Argo FMT is not gonna like this. What do we have next? We have number of images. So image or picture, right? Let's look if there's a picture. There's a picture emoji. That's interesting. Console.emoji. I'm gonna swap this on because I kind of feel like I'm gonna get a copyright, and by swapping it, we don't have to mute the stream as much later on. So emoji, and then we have that, and this here. Ooh, misspelled console. And then we're gonna do the same thing here. And what are we gonna put for this? Number of workers. Workers, oh, that should be an easy one. So hammer, right? Hammer displays worker. Or should I go for one of these? I'll go for hammer or wrench. Or should I make it even better? What was the communism one? Is there? There's no way. Oh, we can. Let's see if we can add this one. That'll be an interesting one. Oh, it kind of seems to work, so let's go for that. I mean, yeah. No, should log the progress. You know, a question mark, I guess. Question mark, question mark. I mean, that, yeah, the communism thing is, the hammer and sickle is better than the Unicode's hammer, in my opinion. But white question mark, red question mark. Yeah, white. Red is too much, right? Red kind of seems like it's something wrong, so we don't want that. Console.emoji. And image directory. So this is a directory on the path, right? So we need some sort of like folder icon now. File, open folder. Is there a file thing? File cabinet. Yeah, we're just gonna use the same one for both of them, I guess. So image. Ooh. We probably should add some fallbacks, but I'm not too bothered right now, to be honest. Okay, I'm also going to add a background to this. So again, in console you can add backgrounds quite easily, so you just got to do a console style, pass in the string here, and then you do something like I think it's on. Yeah, on black. On black sounds good. Oh, dude, this is gonna end up like the exact same the exact same CLI that I made for something at work earlier. If anyone at work is watching this, I'm not copying the code that I've written. First of all, I wrote it myself, but this is, you know, entirely different. It may look the same, but this does different. This does something entirely different. Obviously, I'm not writing a web crawler at work, so just want to make that clear for legal purposes. So can we do white? White, yeah. And can we also? No, yeah, I think we're Gucci, right? So let's do a cargo build. Actually, let's just run it here and see what happens. The problem is, yeah, I mean this one is looking out of place. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to change it. We're going to have to change it. Yeah. And also this didn't work on black. On black did not work here. Why not? So if I do dot white on black, Let's change the sickle to a hammer. Sorry guys. I thought it would be better, but it seems like the hammer is the best option we have here. Hammer and a pick. Where is it? It's here. What the hell just happened? What the... I have no idea what just happened there. Some Visual Studio just kind of... Well, wasn't happy with that. Rip communism, yeah. May you rest in peace. May you rest in peace. Right, so I think this is good. Now let's just add a print line here, just so we have some kind of spacing between the actual text and then the bar, right? So let's go back to our bar. So progress bar, loading progress bar, new. Now the idea is to kind of have a message on it. So what can we do? So once that's done, okay, yeah. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what to do now. I definitely want to put some sort of like message above the bar. The bar is here anyway, so like what can we do? We can set a step. As I said, I think that we can hide it as well. Like let's see what functions are available to us for the bar. Can we hide? We can suspend it. We can complete it. No. Disable static. No. It's disable. How do we actually hide the bar? Finish. There you go. Finish, I guess, right? So finishes the progress bar and leaves the current message. Can we set a message? Set message is a thing, yeah. So I guess we can set a message as well, right? So we can put public function status or message. Now this is where we need something that's gonna be converted to whatever, like T display. Is that what it needs? So if we do a T display and we do a message or MSG, which is the T, and then we can do self.bar set message. What type does message have to be? So it has to be an input of cow. Ooh. I have no idea what cow is, by the way, but we can look at it in a second. I'm pretty sure it's something to do with like a pointer or something, right? Wait, what? How do I define this? Message has to be into cow is copy on write. Copy on write. Okay, what does that mean though in terms of C++ memory? Cow rust. This song sucks again. I know what it stands for, but know what it means, lol. Average Rust developer experience. Nah, I feel the same, dude. Like, when I have to use like boxes at work, like, yeah, boxes, you know, it's a box around the memory, but like, what does that mean in terms of C++ memory? I have no idea at all. The type cow is a smart pointer. It's a smart pointer providing clone on write functionality, not copy on write. That's different. You can enclose and provide immutable access. You can enclose and provide immutable access to borrow data and clone the data lazily when mutation or ownership is required. The type is designated to work with general. Why did it do that? With general borrow data via the borrow trait. Cow implements dereference, which means that you can call non-mutating methods directly on the data it encloses. If mutation is desired to mute, we'll obtain a mutable reference to an owned value. Okay, cool. So it basically keeps whatever variable, whatever memory you have, it wraps around that, and you can call things that are immutable directly into that object. But as soon as you need a mutable version of that, it will clone it, right? So it's like if you're passing a string in here, and it's a cow, you say it's a cow, I guess, a cow of a string. Then if your function only uses that cow to kind of like call display or something like that, that doesn't actually alter the inner state of the string, then it will call the functions directly. However, if you need to append to a string, for example, well, a vector would be a better example here. But yeah, if you need to modify the data, then you would clone that lazily from the looks of it. And yeah, I guess it's just so you can use a variable like without having to worry about all these traits, which is cool. But anyway, why does it need to be a cow? Why can't it not just be like a reference to a string? That makes a lot of sense. I hope it did anyway. I thought I was just chatting bullcrap, basically. Explain this to me in C++ term is something I've googled a lot. Yeah, dude, I do it all the time, man. I mean, you say what you want about C++, but at least if you understand memory layouts in C++, then you can understand anything in Rust as well. It's there's just a level of abstraction above whatever you have in C++. So yeah, the problem is, why does it need to be a cow of static? Like, what is a cow of static? I guess it's a static, what do you call it? Lifetime, right? That's what it means. Yeah, it's a lifetime A. Okay, cool. But anyway, we need to do, that's what I was trying to get to. I just want to copy this, right? And then we can just put it here. I mean, this would also work if I just did something like that, right? So if I put T here and a T that has as reference of string, anything that can be referenced as can be converted to a reference of a string can be T, I believe, right? So if we do this, that should work. Oh no, it shouldn't. The trait cow static is not satisfied. Required for T to implement. Required bound progress bar. Consider introducing the where clause, where cow static from T. Yeah, maybe we do need that, never mind. RIP. I was trying to make it simpler, but we're just gonna have to do that. Okay, cool. Anyway, so I wanted to set the message. All of this just so I can set a message in my main thing here. So I can say, I guess, progress bar. Ooh, no, this is not, whoa, this is not what I wanted to do. Line 55, progress bar dot set message. Of course, it's not a public function, so I need to actually go back to my progress bar. Yeah, why can't I see this? That's interesting. Set message. No method name set message. Is it just message? Oh yeah, just message. That's why I can't find the function. Finding links. Something like that, right? Just so we can see. Now let's see what it looks like. I mean, yeah, I can still see that. Well, first of all, this is not rendering correctly. The background here. Second of all, where's my message? Like, I have no idea. Where is it? So what does set message do? Sets the current message of the progress bar. For the message to be visible, the message placeholder must be present in the MSG placeholder. Okay, I understand what this means because I've come across this before actually. So you can set kind of templates with Indicatif, so you can change how it looks like, right? So for example, you can do this here. You can set the progress bar with the template. So I'm not gonna go too much into detail, but you can set the looks and feel of the bar. And we're just gonna copy and paste this and add some changes to it. For example, you can see that we have the wide bar like this. Renders a progress bar. By default, it's 20 characters wide. The style. Maybe we'll have a normal bar instead. And we can put a new line here maybe, right? So yeah, let's do that. So now progress bar, and that's kind of why we are wrapping this, just so we can add all this stuff around the true bar. I don't need this anymore. But whatever we create right here, we need to kind of put this in there. So progress style, what do we need here? So well, to make it look less confusing, so let's do indicative. Progress style with template. We don't want to have the elapsed. We can have the elapsed time, right? Yeah, let's just the elapsed time in seconds. And we have the bar. You can see here the bar is 40. It's going to be 40 characters long. Right? Yeah, we can do that. It's going to be cyan and blue. No, we're just going to do white, right? Just white. I don't know what position is, but the message should probably come like before everything else, I guess, right? So kind of like message and then a new line here. Yeah, let's see what it looks like. What's position? Position is the current position. Okay, yeah, over the length over 7. Cool. Slim. Oh, Slim, dude. Hello, man. How's it going? You got here just at the right time, I guess, where we are kind of making this shit look all nice. So yeah, I need to stop swearing on streams as well, because I'm probably gonna be able to add some adverts on YouTube soon, and I'm pretty sure they will slap me with all the advertisement friendly stuff soon, which is not ideal. I want to see what it looks like in my terminal, shall we? Let's look at that. Oh, we've got Rusty Crawler. Yeah, so we can see the black on the background in this one, which is cool. Oh. Now, the thing is, I don't see... Definitely don't see the bar anymore. So, like, what is going on? Progress characters, yeah, let's not move that one. Wait, what? Progress characters. Now, why don't I see this? Let's just build it again. Yeah, the bar's disappeared now, so I've broken it. Nice. Maybe the opacity is the problem. Now the opacity is on by default, dude, I think. Or did you see it? No, I did see it, yeah. It's just the template that I've changed. So, like, if I recompile this now, the bar appears, but I don't have the message. So... No, yeah, I mean, it's definitely not showing up. But it shows up on VS Code, though. If I run this... Yeah, you can see it here. So that shows up. Interesting. Maybe I've messed up the template itself. Yeah, that's interesting. So the thing just disappears. When you run it, highlight your terminal. So maybe it's hidden. Yeah, maybe it's hidden. Well, not quite, because I can see it here, you see. But yeah, let's try that. See, nothing in here. Just as finished, and that's it. Is it because we have 10 links instead of like... Let's do 200 here. Maybe it's because, you know, it just finishes straight away. But yeah, no, it's definitely not showing up. Interesting. So not working on my terminal emulator, which is interesting. But it's not the library. It's not the library because Cargo uses this, so I know that Cargo works. Yeah, what is going on? Let's fix this warnings because it's kind of annoying me now. So total steps, yeah. And use variable what? I'm a bit confused. Okay. Yeah, so we still got nothing here. What if we compile this and just run it on VS Code? Let's see. Okay, on VS Code it kind of works a little bit better. You can see the bar actually shows up. But on Windows Terminal it does not. So is it a bug with Windows Terminal? Let's see. Let's go to the GitHub page and then see if there's an issue or something. Windows Terminal. Not showing wide bar on Windows. For me, term size returns that it's taken the height of the width, the height for the width. Do I have to like do something special for Windows Terminal? Doing advent code in C++, that's nice, Slim. Yeah, let me know what problems you have, dude. Anything interesting? Advent of code. I've never done one of those. I used to do like just leak code problems quite a lot. Then I stopped it eventually because it's not worth it. But yeah, advent of code is more interesting because you actually have some nice bite-sized problems that should be interesting nonetheless, instead of just like implementing an LRU cache in Python or something. I'll do it to do the streams, it'll be a hit. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to doing something like that. Do you reckon, like, if you send me the link to the one you have on Discord, I'll try it out. I'll definitely try it out. By the way, guys, please like the video if you're still watching. I'd appreciate that. Yeah, so why does Indicatif not work on Windows Terminal? I got you, dude. Thank you. Adventofcode.com. Nice. They got a nice domain for it as well. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why it doesn't work on my terminal, if I'm honest with you. And I do know that it works on terminals, Windows Terminal. The reason why I've used this at work and it was working fine, so I don't understand exactly why. Oh yes, it's because I'm actually not log status. There you go. I'm a massive idiot. So I've got this flag that logs the status, and it wasn't on basically, but now it is. So sorry about that. That was a kind of a headache. Can I style this, like make this whole thing spam like a particular width? I love Mario music, it's just so good. Okay, now it's saving all the shit, so like when it finishes, right? Let's see what the logic is actually doing here, because I'm not too sure. So we have the main, and we say finished, and then finished. Where's finished? So let's improve that as well. Finished. Print line finished. Okay, yeah. We have info finished. Let's add a console print here, shall we? Let's add an emoji. And we do, I guess, all in green as well. Let's see what emoji can we use for the done thing. So completed. There you go. Check mark. Completed sounds good, right? Because it's also green. Right, boys. Yeah, we're doing this. We're doing this. So I want to see what happens when, you know, before the finished. Well, we have all the crawling stuff here, and like the output code surely finishes at some point, right? So we drop out of, yeah, when the length of the grabs, when the length of the links is more than the maximum links, that means we've kind of finished it. And what happens then, right? So we output status, so we spawn the tasks here. So surely when tasks is done, right? Yeah, so after this, yeah, we can put some more prints here. So something like, you know, gathering data. Yeah, no, this is where we can come in with something like a spinner now, right? So when we're downloading the images, so converting the images, yeah, let's add a spinner here, shall we? Yeah. Let's do that. So let's go into we got a progress bar here. Let's add a new file, which will be the spinner. Let's see if we can do this very quickly, because I want to call it a stream in a bit. Spinner.rs. We're going to have a struct called spinner. Yeah, spinner, which will basically, and now this is where we can do the spinner here, which is a indicative progress bar as well. I believe it is, yeah. So far, this is what we need. I'm not sure what else we need, but we can do impl spinner and add all the functions here, such as the function to create a new one. So we do a new spinner, and this will obviously return me a self. I could have done self here as well, I guess. And we do need to add that spinner onto our module. So this spinner, guys, by the way, if you're still watching this, I know it's getting quite boring now, but we are basically just adding a spinner thing, so we can say, we're downloading the images, we're saving the JSON file or whatever. So it will look kind of like this one here. You can see that's what spinner is, right? So yeah, let's do that. So of course, like at the end of the day, what we're gonna have is like we're gonna return a spinner which has the spinner in it, and if we do a let spinner here, that's gonna be indicative progress bar new spinner. Now what does this return? This returns itself, right? So we don't need to do anything here. Now we want to set the template, right? So we want to do something like spinner dot, is it style? Yeah, style indicative progress style. Dot, I think it's from template or template. Wait, what is the actual function call that we have to make here? Like with template, Jesus, not from template, I guess. They wanted to be a little bit different, didn't they? With template. Now this is a template string here. So what we do actually want is something like that, right? So we want the elapsed time. Definitely the elapsed precise. No, we want just the seconds, right? So that will be the elapsed. And how do I know this, by the way? On the documentation, it says all the macros you're allowed to use on the templates, they're all in here. And we do want a spinner, I believe it is, or bar. Current tick string. Okay, so we are gonna set a spinner here. Ooh. I mean, this can be anything really. We're gonna render it in white as well. And then all we're gonna do is just put the message here, I guess, right? That's what this is gonna do. Now, can we unwrap this? What's the issue? Expected 0 arguments found 1. So spinner. Why is that? Set style. That's why. Okay. So we have that, and the last thing that we need to do is do the spinner dot. I think it's something like. Is it enable steady tick? Yeah. So this is, normally if you're doing a spinner, you have to tick it manually. So every time you tick, it will move a little bit. But I don't want to do that. I just want to set a steady interval. So it's going to be moving at a sort of steady speed, right? So, and it spawns a different thread to do that. That's why we use this one here. So if you read the documentation, you can see that this function will spawn a background thread that is going to automatically update my tick. That's all. So yeah, let's do that. So it's time duration. I think it's from millis, and I think something like 50 milliseconds will do. That's like fast enough for us to see a good update. Yeah. So let's do that. We do need to set the status as well. So function status. We can do we can pass in the self here. So self.spinner.set message, I think it is. Yeah. And again, we're gonna need that message type in here. Just gonna copy and paste this impl thing. Okay, so we set the message, and what does this do? This returns an error or something? No, it doesn't. Cool. Yeah. So we can have a status now. Yeah, let's see what we can do with it, shall we? So we've got 20 more minutes. Let's see if we can finish this. Right, so the first thing I wanted to do is like whenever we finish, this is, we finished crawling here. I don't know. At this stage we finished crawling, right? So we can say something like, this is the first print that we can do here. And let's see what we're gonna do. Oh, I'm interested now. I think the spinner is only going to go here, right? So if we think about it, it should only really go on the downloading images and one here as well. Yeah, so let's do it here. So you create a new client for the request. Why is that client here? Oh yeah, it's for the download. I mean, this looks to me that it could be just a... Do I even reuse this? No, I don't. I mean, I could just move this to... Yeah, let's do it now. Let's move it now to download images. Why do we even use the client? Down here only, so... Yeah, let's not pass it in. I don't know why we're passing it in. Consider borrowing here, yeah, we can borrow that, no problem. Let's remove that client because we no longer need it. Yeah, the first log, what's it going to be? Something like, convert the image. And there's a typo here, if you guys notice. Convert links to images. Yeah, let's create that spinner. So let spinner equals to, what is it, pretty? What did they call it? Logger or some shit, right? Spinner. Is it not, did I not set it as a public? Yeah, I didn't. And then these should probably be public as well. And we can set a message here, so we can say, converting I forgot something. So whenever we'll see it in a bit. Are you guys still tuned in? Are you guys still following? How's it going? I get a bit worried when people don't message in the chat because I wonder if I'm making it extremely complicated or if it's just boring as hell. So convert converting image links, right? So that's what we can do. Yeah, no problem. Okay, and now we're gonna do a spinner. And then we're gonna download the images, right? So 2 out of 2 downloading image. metadata. And then we can do that. And we have another step here, which is spinner.status. What do we have here? We've got, what are we actually doing? We're serializing everything, right? So image database, serializing the links. So creating image database. And this is 3 out of 4 by the looks of it, steps. And the last one is spinner.set status. Something like 4 out of 4. And then serializing links to JSON. I could probably do a format here, so format. Yeah, links JSON, there you go. Now I would like to kind of leave the message there as well, but we will see what's gonna happen. Okay, let's run this and see what happens. Okay, maybe we should have like turned down the number of links as well in here, because this might take a long time. You know, interestingly enough, when I run this on the Raspberry Pi, it seems to be a lot faster. So I don't know what's going on here. And is it gonna work? That's what I'm finding out right now, I guess. It's so slow to run the links, I don't know why. There you go. So downloading the image, metadata. Finished. That was so quick. Very quick, I guess. Is it a debug versus release difference? It could be, yeah, this is a debug build, so yeah. Now, I mean, that's cool. But the thing is, we don't really leave the messages there to say what we've done. So like what we can do is we can probably add a new function here. Now this is interesting because when you have a spinner and you want to print some message and leave it there, you have to print above it, right? And there is a function for that already in the spinner class, I know. So it's called, I think it's like print line or something, or print above. Now in here we're just going to pass in the as ref to str. So as I was saying, in the spinner structure here from Indicatif, there is a thing called print line. And print line, if you look at the documentation, this prints a message above the spinner. So essentially it doesn't like collide with the current print in the carriage return for the spinner, right? Because if you just do a print line without using this print line here, it's going to print over the spinner, and then you're going to get some weird stuff basically happening on your terminal. But you can use this function. However, you can also use a different function called I think it's suspend or something, yeah. And suspend takes a function. So what suspend does is, if you look at the documentation, suspend literally stops the spinner, runs the function that you pass in, which could be like a print function. As you know, it's probably here already. You can see it's, you can run any print function that you want, and then it's going to draw it after that. So this is a better suited function for us. So yeah, so we're going to do exactly just that. So we're going to do a print line. I guess we're just passing the message here. What is the issue? Oh yeah, must be a string literal. Not a problem. T doesn't implement FMT display, so we can just do that. So we can say that it implements a reference and display. And then we can import the display from FMT. Good. Yeah, why did I do that? Well, so I can leave the steps now still printed on here, right? So for example, when it writes things to the database, I'm just gonna do a print above and then created image database. All right, I'm just gonna be doing this kind of stuff here. So we have a downloaded image database, and it would be nice if we printed it in a color, right? So maybe we can pass in a color here as well. Maybe we can do that. We've got 8 minutes left on the stream, so let's do that. Converted image links, right? They should have been printed above. Let's run it again. In the meantime, I'm going to create a Git repository for this, because we're going to push this. Me and you know, we did a lot of code. Everyone who was here, thank you very much for helping. So we're definitely going to push this. Obviously, we don't want to push whatever's in images, so let's remove the .rf images there. Okay, and let's update some of the stuff. So we're going to do cargo lock, cargo tumble for sure. We don't want to update the image itself there. Crawler, image utils, and then 6. Right. So far, those are the changes that we have so far. Now you see, whenever we have like a finished step, the message should remain here, right? And there you go. So that kind of worked, right? The spinner still looks a bit odd, because if you've noticed, we get the... Wait, yeah, what is going on here? So we get the elapsed time. Let's move the elapsed time into... Oh. Yeah, let's move the elapsed time into here, right? I guess. There you go. So the spinner is going to be right here now. Cool. Or maybe the message before as well. I think that'll make it look a little bit prettier. What I want to do now is like do a coloring thing. So would be nice if I passed in a color here. Oh, let's just copy whatever we have here. No, this literally did end up looking the same as whatever I wrote earlier at work, you know. But obviously for a different context, a different application. But anyway, so we've got a pub struct, pub enum color, and then the colors that we can print with. In my case, I just want green here, right, for now. Obviously, you know, the more colors we want, we'll be adding them here, basically. So. We probably want a function here called get color style, right? I guess. Get colored style. Shaif, hello dude, hello dude. Welcome to the stream, man. A bit late, we're nearly finishing, but you know, welcome anyway. This project seems like a nice practical example of using Indicatif and console. I appreciate you sharing this with us. No worries, dude. No worries. I'm just glad that you guys are watching this, to be honest. I thought no one's going to watch it today. But I'm very glad that you guys enjoy it. And yeah, feel free to check out the project if you want to like help out with this. If you want to put some code through, I will review it. So if you want to like write some code and or maybe give me some suggestions as well, I'm happy to review it. But yeah, do it all through GitHub. I am usually quite active on it. Last thing we're going to add here is the colored message, right? So we're going to get colored message here. That's going to be a function that takes in a t that is as ref string plus display here, and it's going to return a, I think it's, what's it called, console dot style object of t. Yeah, that's what we need to do. Right, so we just have to match the colored, right, that we passed in. So the message is going to be here, MSG, which is going to be t, and then the color, and we're going to match that color. And if it's green, we're going to return the console.style and then MSG here dot green. That seems to work fairly well, right? So style, what should that be? The value t. Cool. And then this message is going to be the get colored message as the one. And in fact, this doesn't have to be a class function. It can just be outside here. Carlos, you've returned, dude. You got to the good bit. We're just finishing it off, and it looks amazing now. I think, right? It looks good. I'm not sure yet. We'll figure it out. This function takes 2 arguments, but 1 is missing. And you can kind of see how like we would expand this in the future. So far, I can only pass in a color here, right? But if this enum was instead, if this enum had instead a bunch of other stuff as well, like bold and not bold or whatever, like I could just pass in a style here into, you know, that could just be a vector of like styles, which I can then apply like this in a match case, right? So it's very easy to wrap around this library, and I kind of like that. So color, what's the issue here? Consider borrowing. Oh yeah, it's just an enum. We don't have to borrow it, right? But anyway, so now let's see like where it's gonna fail. So here, I want to do a color green here on this one, and color green on here as well. Color green here too, and then the last one is going to be a color green, as you can probably think. And yeah, the spinner kind of has to, you know, it finished right here, I think. Good. Let's see how it looks like now, shall we? So if we do this, and we're going to test it on the VS Code terminal as well as my own terminal, and it should, you know, things should just work fine. It's looking very good. You know, the only things it takes a while for the links to be visited. For some reason, as I said at the start of the video, the Raspberry Pi is a lot quicker than my machine for requesting multiple links. I don't know why, but yeah. This is actually very slow for a web crawler, and I need to find out what's causing it to be so slow. Because it should be a lot faster than this. That's pretty wild. Yeah. So we're downloading. And then there you go. So we finished everything. And yeah, voila. I mean, this is the finished UI. And what do you guys think about it? You know, does it look good? Any improvements? I mean, the only improvement that I could see here, you know, if I change the number of links to maybe 10, right? We do 20 here, and it'd be a lot faster. Is that we kind of could do with like a little space there. I don't know how many characters we have. So on these, whatever out of 4 here, we can do like 2 characters maybe on each one. Let's see. Just so it matches the bar, right? Oh, 4, where do we have that? Oh, on these here. Feels like I missed a lot. You didn't do this. It was just a very quick library today. It was just a very quick stream. Like, we didn't get stuck anywhere, which usually happens quite a lot. Like when I'm streaming, we usually get stuck in some random places, right? You guys have seen this before. Oh, the spinner doesn't need any space, by the way. But yeah, usually like we get stuck somewhere and it takes a lot longer than usual. But you know, that's what programming is, right, guys? You shouldn't really watch all of these amazing guys on YouTube that do things in 20 minutes and think that that's what programming is, because no, I'll tell you something, they're lying to you. They have done their entire code base before and they're just like copying and pasting in the videos. Things do take time. That's what I'm trying to say. He made Minecraft in Rust plus Bevy while you're gone. Yeah. So, but yeah, try it out, guys. You know, Indicatif and console, very good libraries. So yeah. I mean, crawler input. Like, what's going on here? Like, what is this? Start anywhere else. Start anywhere else. Why do we print it twice? Wait, what? Is it just a bug, or does it actually? Let's look at my terminal now. So if we do target debug, no, it's just once, yeah. Yeah, it looks okay. I mean, it doesn't look that bad, does it? But yeah, now the thing is, cargo FNT. Let's see how many things that is gonna. Oh yeah, look at this. Look at these print lines. It's been messed up. Now, cargo clippy. How many things have we? How many rules have we smashed here? So pub module logger. So there's nothing in there. Module has the same name as. Okay, so you can't have the same name as the. Okay, that's fine. We can just delete this permanently, and we can remove it from here too. Now let's look at cargo clippy again and a cargo FNT. With all of that, we should be able to push this. Okay, so we definitely need to edit the git ignore file, right? Let's do it. So images. The git status now, yeah, okay, it's ignored. So images no longer show up here. Git add that, and let's do anything. I guess anything. .png. Same thing goes for JPEG. We just ignore all of them. There you go. Oh no, yeah, we're still getting that one. Yeah, we still. We did not delete that file. Yeah, let's add everything else, right? So add I. We want number 1, we want number 2, and we want number 3. And what do we call this? You know, make the UI very pretty. So we added support for what would the library called? The library's called again is, oh gosh, I forgot about that. It's definitely console and yeah, Indicatif. to make pretty printing and loading bars or progress bars. And spinners possible. Also, we changed from nvlogger to log2, right? Because we wanted to log to files by default. Okay, that sounds like a pretty good message, doesn't it? What the hell? Is it because of these things? There you go. Ah, we did forget to remove the old library here, right? So we had nvlogger. Let's remove that. Things should still build fine, right? Cargo build. What keyboard do I have? I'll copy yours because my keyboard is full of ape shit. Dude, yeah. I mean, I get the same to be honest. But yeah, I've got a very old keyboard now, dude. It's like the Fanatic mechanical keyboard. You know, I bought it ages ago. The Fanatic Gear. It's this one here. Wait, what the hell is it? You can't even find it anymore, you see. You just can't find it. I bought it like for my second job. Literally, like this one. This is the one I have. It's very old, but it still works like a CSGO, yeah. I mean, I may or may not have bought it to play CSGO, but yeah. By the way, we have to add some new stuff, right? So we need to add the cargo lock. Oh, this is something interesting that you guys should learn how to do, by the way. So say you've just made a commit, right? So this one here, I just made this commit, and I've realized that I forgot to add some files to the commit, right? And I want to add it in the same commit. What do you do? Well, what you can do is you can just commit them as usual. So you can stage them. So you do an add on both files. And you put a message. It can be any message you want. You'll see why in a bit, because we're going to throw away this message. Yeah, it's just going to be a throwaway message basically. So I'm going to put testing here. But now for you to be able to merge this commit into the previous one, you have to do a git rebase interactive, right? And this is how you do it. So you call in git. I'm going to zoom in quite a bit here. So you do git rebase -i like this. Sorry, let me do that again. So git rebase -i, and then you do the number of commits that you want to consider. So in our case, it's head over 2, right? So we're going to get this commit and the previous one. That's what it is. And you can see that there's a bunch of options here that you can use. If you want to fix up a commit, so if you just want to add this commit here to this commit, all you have to do is F, okay? And because I see that we have a message error here as well, like the -i should have not gone in here. It's just muscle memory for me. I'm also going to edit it doing an E. And once you save this, you can do a commit amend. And this is because we're editing the message, right? And I can change the message here, you know, leave the rest of them. The rest is fine, right? So add very pretty, make the UI very pretty, right? That's what I meant. And yeah, that is it. So now we do a git rebase continue. And you only have to do this if you have edited the message, right? And now you can do a push. Now you can do a push force here. Sorry, you can do let me say that again. Now you can do a force push. So git push force with lease. And force with lease is essential to make sure that you're not going to override anyone else's work that may be working on the same branch as you, right? Because this is going to check that you know your latest commit is the same as what's on the repository on GitHub. And you just do that. Okay, and we've now pushed to main. Except we cannot push to main, right? So what happened here is that we didn't create a branch for it, right? So if we do a git log, we still have that here. But yeah, I mean, we did push it, right? So yeah, we bypassed the violations, that's all. But yeah, anyway, so we should have, you know, on GitHub, everything should be Gucci right now. So if we look at the Rusty crawler, we have the UI very pretty, and all the code that we've done today works just fine. Except there is a build failure. And this is why you don't push to main, by the way, because you will make it fail. Okay, logger does not exist. Yeah. Now, why is that? Oh, this is interesting. Anyway, I will have to figure out what's going on, because we have... It was building fine for us, and now it's not. No longer building. Is it because we removed the file and didn't add it? No, it's not, yeah. It's just because we haven't actually added the logger stuff here. There you go, we forgot to add those files. Again, I'll be doing the same thing. Commit, testing, I'm gonna rebase it, and I'm gonna just fix up. I'm gonna force push it with these, and that's it. I mean, now it says I can't update it anymore, but yeah, I mean, that's fine. We can do it later. Guys, I'm gonna come off now, but it's been fun, and I've really enjoyed the output of this stream. I mean, we made it look a lot nicer, right? And I've enjoyed these two libraries, and I hope that you check out the code as well as these two libraries that we worked with today. Don't forget to drop a like on the video, and thank you all very much for joining me. I get very happy when you guys watch me code and chat to me. And we'll see each other in 2 days, I guess, right? So, you know, I hope you all have a good evening, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.